Okay, so why do we really need a space management system? And the real reason is that space management can save your life and those of your passengers and those around you. Evidence of this, can be found in large and small companies that transport vehicles, whether they're transporting goods or whether they're transporting people. Safety-related space management systems um, are constantly in use in the training of these companies. I would go so far as to say that only acts of God, like falling trees and rock slides and other environmental issues and challenges, are the only thing really that can offset or disrupt safety management. They come out of nowhere and they can't be planned for. But what a safety management system is a series of techniques and strategies that allow you to master the space around your bus or around your vehicle, whether it be a bus, car, big rig, boat, plane, train. Safety management system allows you to get the best from the vehicle that you're in and the space that you're moving around. The cushion of space around your vehicle is what allows you to stay safe. You need to have areas around your bus, in the front, in the rear, on both sides. You have to have that cushion of safety around you at all times. That's when you know that you are cruising along and outside of the danger zone. There's the big three most popular space management systems in the world. And the first one is, and the most popular is the Smith system. That's the system that I learned. It's the system that was taught by Harold Smith in 1952. And this system actually is taught to drivers of trucks and buses and all types of moving vehicles. The other systems, the other two are identify, predict, decide, and execute. They do a lot of that system in the West Coast. And the last system is search, evaluate, and execute. Each one of these systems share a lot in common, and they're pretty much patterned after the original system, which is the Smith system.
Bill, before you go, I'd like to remind you one more time about the importance of using these mirrors. We have had so many sideswipe accidents.
Harold L. Smith, originator of the Smith system of no accident driving, has instructed thousands of drivers, including many professionals. In fact, he's the pro's pro. According to Smith,
a good driver should be able to drive for 5 to 10 years without once being trapped in a situation where he has to swerve or skid his tires on dry pavement to avoid an accident.
with the Smith system, you simply develop 5 good driving habits which tell you what to see and what to look for. Aim high in steering. Get the big picture. Keep your eyes moving. Make sure they see you. Leave yourself an out. The Smith system protects you from distractions that lead to accidents.
The first one is aim high in steering. This means to stay alert to danger and traffic ahead of you to avoid rear-ending the car in front of you. A driver should focus their attention high and ahead to view the road as a whole and not just a few feet ahead. The second is keeping your eyes moving and focused.
Being constantly alert and scanning my surroundings helps keep me focused, but I never linger too long in one spot, or I might miss important information or even move in that direction.
Third is getting the big picture. Be aware of your surroundings at all times by paying attention to drivers, keeping an eye out for obstructions and obstacles, and making sure that you yourself are not distracted.
Having the whole picture means that you are doing your part to keep your vehicle as safe as possible while driving.
The fourth is making sure they see you. The worst thing a driver can do is assume other drivers can see them, assume other drivers are not dangerous, or even assume that they will just get to their destination safely. This rule prevents accidents by removing assumptions made behind the wheel.
As an all-star driver, I make sure that other drivers can see me and anticipate my move. If I ever feel like I'm in another driver's blind spot, I use the horn to get their attention. Hey, I'm here! Don't change lanes!
And finally, leave yourself a way out. This means to ensure that other drivers do not box you in while selecting their lanes. Do not follow other vehicles too closely, and always anticipate what other drivers might do. If you do not have at least one available out, adjust your position until you do have one. Here's a quick rundown of what we talked about. Aim high, looking ahead. Keep your eyes moving. Be aware of what's around you. Make sure others see you, and leave yourself a way out.
In a quarter mile, turn left on 16th Street. In 300 yards, turn right. Recalculating route. Turn left on 16th Street. Make a U-turn. Make a U-turn. Recalculating route.
No one wants to be responsible for a collision or a fatality. But when you allow yourself to get distracted, like that driver, you're setting yourself up for an accident.
More than 2.5 million people are involved in collisions every year, and distracted driving is the leading cause. Hi, I'm Sarah Ann.
And I'm Marcus. When you're in the driver's seat, you're responsible for more than just your own safety. The lives of a lot of other people are also in your hands.
Did you know that motor vehicle collisions and fatalities are increasing? And it's not simply because there are more drivers on the road.
Cars are getting smarter and safer with features like adaptive cruise control and parking assist.
But drivers are not. In fact, recent data indicates that traffic deaths are on the rise because of all the distractions that drivers deal with. And cell phones are the #1 culprit. The problem is getting worse every year.
Now, my guess is that you've done it, driving while distracted, and gotten away with it so far. But we're here to tell you that the risk is just not worth it.
Have at least one car length between you and the car ahead for every 10 miles of speed.
Here at Smith System, we have spent more than 65 years teaching a way of driving that helps people develop safe habits.
Our system is called the 5 Keys.
These 5 keys are designed to help you identify and anticipate sources of conflict in the traffic situation around you at all times.
With that knowledge, you can reduce danger by creating a buffer zone around your vehicle and communicating with other people in a timely fashion. For example, let's say you're traveling at 40 miles per hour and moving at approximately 60 feet per second.
Okay, hold up. This can't be a math test, all right? Because I did not study for this thing.
Well, fortunately, I came prepared, and I can tell you that at that speed, you will travel about 180 feet in only 3 seconds. During that time, you might also grab the phone or change the radio station.
Meaning you're not 100% focused on the road.
Exactly.
Let's be honest. If you spent much time behind the wheel, you've likely done other things while driving.
Changing the radio, talking to passengers, eating, drinking, making a phone call.
Maybe even texting? Do you think of this as multitasking? A lot of people do, but we call it distracted driving.
Distracted driving is any diversion that causes you to lose focus on your driving.
Now, distractions fall into 4 categories. Mental distractions, when you're thinking about something else other than the road. Visual distractions, when you look at something besides the road.
auditory distractions, meaning when a sound distracts you from the road, and physical. Physical distractions, such as taking your hand off the wheel to do something else, may be the most common.
All of these distractions severely impact your ability to drive and make decisions, regardless of your age or experience.
No matter who you are, when the distractions pile up, you're looking at a potential disaster. Okay, pop quiz, hotshot.
You've always wanted to say that, haven't you?
Let's put your multitasking skills to the test. Throughout this video, we're going to show you short clips and then quiz you to see how attentive and observant you really are when you're doing multiple things at once.
Use a pen or paper to jot down your answers. We'll show you the correct answers at the end. Here's the first clip.
Most people think that they can multitask just fine even while driving.
A lot of drivers have grown up in a wired world where using multiple screens at a time is typical.
Have you ever used a tablet while watching TV or checked your phone while you worked on your computer? You probably thought you were multitasking.
There are also plenty of experienced drivers who multitask while driving because they are overly confident in their skills. They've been doing it for years and haven't had any problems, or so they claim.
However, research now tells us that multitasking is a myth. Scientists say that when you do two things at once, you're actually just switching between tasks very rapidly.
For example, have you ever tried to talk on the phone and write an email at the same time? It's nearly impossible to focus on them equally. In fact, people who multitask make more mistakes, remember less, and take almost 40% more time to complete tasks.
Here's a demonstration. Marcus?
Yeah.
I want you to draw two lines.
Okay.
I'm going to time you as you write on the top line, multitasking is a myth. On the second line, write out the numbers 1 through 20 in order.
All right.
Okay?
Got it.
Go. Don't forget the S.
I got it.
This is as fast as you can go.
Yeah, I'm trying to multitask.
Am I being a distraction?
Yes, you're definitely a verbal distraction right now.
1 through 20. Oh man, it's fast.
Oh, done.
Okay, that took you about 40 seconds.
My new record.
Now, let's do it again. But this time, you write one letter on the top line and then one number on the bottom line and so on until you complete both lines.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
All right.
Go. Oh, at least your penmanship has gotten better.
Yeah, very funny. And done.
Wow, that took you just over a minute.
Well, that's lousy. I mean, it was just a lot harder to do, you know, kind of going back and forth. It just, well, anyway.
That's okay. It's challenging for everyone. The point here is that when you focus on one task at a time, you do it much better, faster, and more efficiently. The same is true for driving.
And now for another quiz, but this time, it's your turn.
Now, in the real world, your brain can handle a lot, but there's a limit. Studies show that when the brain is performing complex visual motor tasks, as many as 50 different processes can occur simultaneously.
Wow, like 50 different things all firing at once?
Yep.
Whew. Sometimes I can't even do two things at once.
Like what? You can't chew gum and jump rope at the same time?
Oh, no, I can't do that. But I can chew gum and drive at the same time. I know that.
A lot of people think they can do that, but every additional task you do while driving detracts from your ability to drive well and increases the chances of having an incident.
Now, chewing gum is not a big deal, but there are other scenarios we encounter on a daily basis that you're probably underestimating.
For example, driving down a familiar road, your daily commute perhaps. It sounds simple, but your brain is actually doing a lot. Looking at the road, evaluating traffic,
Watching the lights, pressing the gas pedal, thinking about what you've already done, what you're about to do next.
maybe listening to music or the radio. All those things are competing for your attention.
Many drivers think they know what to pay attention to and what to disregard, but as the distractions add up, driving becomes more challenging.
In fact, when you try to multitask while driving, your eye activity slows down and your mental problem-solving skills are severely diminished.
Sometimes it's on the most familiar roads when we are the least attentive.
And when our attention level decreases, the risk level increases. Studies indicate that 77% of car crashes happen within 15 miles or less of home. That goes to show that when you're caught up in your day-to-day life, it's easy to let safety fall by the wayside.
We're all susceptible, but it can get worse. Eating food, even if you aren't really thinking about it, takes away a little bit of your brain power.
Reaching for the radio controls diverts your eyes and mind from the road.
Punch in some numbers on your phone, concentrate on a conversation, and suddenly the risk level is dangerously high.
Look, I'm busy too. I get it. Sometimes multitasking seems like the only way to accomplish all the things on your to-do list. Maybe you call it productivity.
But we call it a death wish. Did you know that 10% of teenagers involved in fatal crashes last year were distracted when they crashed? Cell phones and texting are the #1 culprit.
Maybe you know better. You're an experienced driver. You're not a teenager anymore. But maybe you're the parent of one. When your child texts you to say she is on her way home, is she actually driving while she does it? Every day, 11 teenagers die because they are texting while driving.
11 lives. Every single day. At this very moment, over 500,000 people are using a cell phone or electronic device while they're driving. How many of them will crash? How many of them will die? How many will kill someone else? Next time you're behind the wheel, ask yourself, how many people sharing the roadway with me right now are using their phones?
Ultimately, we're not talking about statistics. We're talking about you. To be a safe driver, you have to devote all of your attention to the task.
Driving is serious business. But let's shift gears for a moment and take another quiz. When your brain is busy and distractions are everywhere, how can you improve your ability to pay attention?
First, make sure that you're prepared to focus 100% on driving. Before you take off, finish your work, eat a meal, or use the restroom. Do whatever you need to do to take care of yourself and your passengers before you get in the car.
Cell phones are the most prevalent distractions today and the most dangerous. In fact, you're 6 times more likely to have a collision when you're texting versus drunk driving. Yeah, that's right. Texting can be more dangerous than driving while intoxicated.
Stay alert by drinking a coffee or breaking up long stretches with roadside pit stops. A quick walk or stretch can reinvigorate you.
Cut out everything that diverts your attention from the most important task at hand. Driving is not the time to put on makeup, shave, use technology, or have lengthy conversations.
So you've done everything you can do and eliminated every possible diversion, but there's still a big problem on the road that requires you to stay vigilant. Other drivers.
You might avoid multitasking, but other people won't. And their lack of attention increases the risk level for everyone around them. There's nothing you can do about them, but you can protect yourself.
This is where the 5 keys come in handy. Key 1, aim high in steering. Look far ahead, at least 15 seconds or more into your future, so you can anticipate problems and take steps to avoid them.
Key 2, get the big picture. Scan your mirrors regularly, at least one every 5 to 8 seconds, while maintaining the proper following distance so that you are aware of the situation all around your vehicle.
Key 3, keep your eyes moving. Active eyes ensure that you have the most accurate information. Don't focus on objects for more than 2 seconds.
Key 4, leave yourself an out. Build a space cushion around your vehicle to buffer you from conflict.
Key 5, make sure they see you so that you can communicate your intentions directly with others who may enter your path of travel. Tap your horn or use your lights. We've talked about the myth of multitasking, the relationship between attention and risk level, and how the 5 keys can protect you from other drivers. Let's put it all together now and find out the answers to our pop quizzes.
How did you do? Can you pay attention to the road despite distractions? Let's take one more test and see.
This time, you'll need your cell phone. We're going to show you footage of a driver. You should make a mental note of the distractions that he deals with.
At the same time, we want you to send an email message to this address. The message should contain your first name, age, and the make of your car. So go ahead and enter the email address now.
In 300 yards, turn right. In a quarter mile, turn left on 16th Street.
Can you hear me? Okay, hold on.
Recalculating route.
All right, is that better?
Make a
I'm doing a rap right now.
Did you send your message? If so, you'll receive a confirmation.
How many distractions did you notice? Food and drink, navigational system, earbuds, cell phone, pedestrians, and other drivers.
Our driver was certainly distracted and could have caused a crash himself, but clearly the driver behind him lost control completely. Had this been a real incident, the results could have been devastating.
The point is, distractions add up. The risk level increases when you're not paying attention, and that's when crashes happen. There's no two ways about it. People are better at accomplishing tasks and problem solving when they focus on one thing at a time.
If you weren't paying attention when taking a quiz, you may have gotten a poor grade. But if you're not paying attention while you're behind the wheel of a vehicle, you might die or even kill someone else. It happens all over the world every day, and it can happen to you.
So, the next time you're in the driver's seat, get rid of the distractions and use the 5 keys.
Taking risks behind the wheel is just not worth it.
Thanks for watching.
And safe travels.